Hi mamas, we're getting close. This week we'll focus on the ligaments all around the pelvis that really get tight from carrying the baby and the extra weight. So let's see if we can loosen them to help not only with carrying our babies but also for labor and delivery to come. So let me know how this sequence feels for you. Before we roll out our mat today, let's take a calf stretch by standing behind your rolled up mat and carefully stepping the balls of your feet onto the mat while your heels stays on the ground. Look at one steady point on the ground for balance, as this can be challenging to stay upright at this stage in pregnancy. Start slowly and breathe into your calves where you feel any tightness. Take some time so you can feel some lengthening and release of the muscles. This should feel really good on your lower legs and might relieve calf cramps, but it also loosens the ligaments around your pelvis in a subtle way. Take a big breath in through your nose, filling up your belly and chest and up to your collarbone, and then exhale slowly, sinking your heels even deeper into your mat. And when you're ready, step off and roll out your ankles, feeling how loose your lower legs are. Take your mat and roll it out. I'm so excited to practice today and achieve some relaxation for my baby and me. We're going to start out on all fours, so gently come down to your mat and make sure your knees are right under your hips. We'll walk our hands forward, place your forehead on the mat, spreading your fingers a lot and pressing down through your hand. Forearms are lifting to get a shoulder stretch, and head is heavy, neck relaxed, tailbone is lifting as baby drops with gravity, allowing your belly to rest in this little inversion. Take a big inhale, expanding your ribs on either side, widening your upper back and shoulders, and exhale, chest comes towards the mat even more. Inhale, and walk your hands back a bit, and circle out your hips in one direction, feeling your baby relaxing down in its hammock-like environment you've created here. Feel your hips and breathe into any tightness, and then circle the other way. It might feel different around your ball and socket joint going this way. Just be loose and steady, pressing through your knees and hands. Then come to center, and we'll tuck our tailbone under, lifting your baby towards your spine and rounding your upper back for cat pose. Stay here, breathing for one more breath, really letting your head go heavy, arching your upper back. And then next, inhale, lift your tailbone to the sky, relax your tummy muscles, lift your chest as shoulders draw back, and exhale back into cat pose. One breath out to cat, and one breath in, back to cow pose. And then come to neutral spine. Look forward to your hands. Come forward as shoulders go over wrists. Bend into your elbows slightly. Press your chin and chest forward. Hips drop. Shoulders drop. And then breathe out to tuck your toes. Lift from your tailbone. Press into your hands. Back to down dog. Great. Feet are wide to make room for your baby belly. Bend one leg and then the other, stretching out your hips, feeling how your calves might be more open on this first down dog. Spread your fingers and press into them to protect your wrists. Come to stillness in your legs, body, and lift your tailbone high as you bend into your knees. Look forward to your hands and shift shoulders over wrists, and then exhale and lift tailbone back up and press back into down dog. Inhale, heels lift high to the sky, and exhale, melt them down to the ground. Lift your tailbone and bend into your legs a lot, and then place your knees down this time. Shift your shoulders over wrists, bend elbows pointing straight back behind you, come into up dog, and exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lots of oxygen in through your nose to you and your baby. Big sigh out your mouth, head dangles down, relaxed. Bend your knees, look to your hands, and walk your feet up to wide stance forward fold. Inhale and rise up halfway, extending your spine forward. And exhale, fold in, letting go and opening your low back. Now slowly rise up, stacking your spine with a relaxed back, heavy arms until standing, and then reach arms out and up. Look up to see your palms touch together. and bring them down in front of your heart. Close your eyes and take a slow, steady inhale through your nose and let it go just as slow out your nose. Release your hands by your side and then clasp your hands behind your back, bend your knees slightly, and bring your fists to the right side of your body. Base of your palms are pressing, opening your chest and getting into a shoulder stretch. Maybe drop your right ear towards your right shoulder for more of an opening. Left ear goes towards your left shoulder now. Tuck your tailbone slightly for a nice tall stance, reaching through the top of your head. Breathe in deeper and then exhale, fist over to the left side of the body. Head comes to center. Good. Breathe into the stretch here, and when you breathe out, if you want more, drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Nice, and then the right ear towards the right shoulder. Keep your chest lifting. Breathe into this as it should feel great here. Elbows towards each other, and then come back up to center, taking your fist down, back behind you, breathing in and looking slightly up. Maybe bend your elbows, drawing them towards each other again, feeling good and widening your chest. One more breath in, and slowly exhale. Come forward with a straight spine, bending your knees, falling forward into forward bend with arms overhead. Maybe bend one knee and then the other just slightly, keeping your balance and breathing. And then come to center and release your hands down. We'll come all the way back up to standing, pressing through your feet, reaching with your arms, maybe palms touching, and exhale, fold forward with a flat back, coming all the way back down, leading with your head. Inhale, come halfway up, and exhale, fold forward again. Place your palms down and step back with your knees down. Shift forward and then down and come into up dog. Shoulders relax down. Breathe out to lift from your hips back to downward facing dog. Inhale and lift your right leg back behind you and then point your toes up to the sky. Make sure your right shoulder is still staying square to the ground. Bend your knee and open up your hip, feeling great in your right hip flexor. Point your knee higher, or you can take small circles with your knee. Just keep breathing, relax your neck heavy towards the mat. And next exhale, straighten your leg back up and bring your knee under you to look to your hands, stepping up in between them. Set your back knee down and walk your right foot to the right, placing your hands down on the inside of your right foot. Make sure your hips are even with each other, so if this is too much of a stretch, place blocks underneath your flat palms. Draw your right hip down to be even with your left so your sacrum is like a flat surface. Relax your shoulders down your back, let your chin drop in, and breathe into your left hip flexor. Then tuck your back toes and lift from your hips to make a straight back leg. Press through your back heel. Wrists are right underneath your shoulders. One more breath, and then bend into your legs a lot to press into your feet, rising with your arms up into lunge. Then tuck your tailbone, bend into your front leg even more, and straighten your back leg. Inhale, reach with your arms, look up, and exhale, place your hands down and step back. Place your knees down, come forward to go down halfway, and inhale to up dog. And breathe out, tailbone lifts to back to down dog. Inhale, left leg rises, pointing your toes to the sky. Left shoulder tracks down towards the ground as you press into all 10 fingertips. Bend your knee to open up and breathe into your left hip flexor. Lift your knee high and stay there, or you can start your small circles, working out your hip joint. Softening your jaw, staying strong in your arms. And next, exhale, straighten your back leg, knee comes underneath you, look to your hands, softly place your foot down. Back knee goes down and left foot wiggles to the left, placing your hands down on the inside of your left foot. Make sure your hips are even with each other, so place your blocks underneath you to get some lift if you did on the other side. Come to a place in your stretch where you can draw your left hip down to be even with your right for a nice flat low back. Relax your shoulders down your back, let your chin drop in, and breathe into your right hip flexor. Then tuck your back toes and lift from your hips, straightening your back leg. Good. Press through your back heel. Relax your shoulders again. This is healing for your low back. Let go of a big exhale, getting into your stretch. And then inhale, bend both knees more and press up, reaching with your arms into lunge. Good. Crescent pose. Tuck your tailbone, bend into your front leg even more, and then straighten out your back leg, feeling that hip flexor again. Inhale and reach with your arms. Look up and exhale. Place your hands down and step back. Knees come down, chin and chest presses forward, heart lifts, in up dog, and exhale, tuck your toes, lift from your tailbone back to down dog. Breathe in through your nose and exhale out your mouth, emptying completely. Inhale, right leg back behind you, and exhale, step forward between your hands. Back foot goes flat to your mat. Come to your fingertips and square your hips towards the front, so both hips pointing forward. Press through your feet to raise your arms forward and up into warrior one. Feeling good here, sinking into your front leg, straightening your strong back leg and drawing that left hip forward. Lifting through your chest, supporting your baby in this warrior stance. Great. And then exhale and clasp your hands behind your back, opening your upper chest, staying low in your legs. Tucking your tailbone a bit to minimize the arching in your low back. Elbows draw towards each other. And then inhale, release your grasp, reach back up with your arms. And then exhale, open your arms out to warrior two. Looking over your right fingertips, letting your shoulders go down your back, feeling like your inner thighs are drawing towards each other. And then press through your feet to straighten out your front leg a bit. Grab your block and maybe walk your back foot in just a bit. Place your block down on the inside of your right foot, palm goes flat on it, and left arm rises, stacking your shoulders. Feel your outer and left hip get the stretch, and maybe try bringing your right hip underneath you a bit more. Bend your left arm, hand goes behind your head, and head presses into your hand gently, opening in your left chest. Press through your right palm to make space between your right shoulder and ear. Good, and then reach your left arm back up and extend any amount overhead for full body side stretch. Keep that arm straight, breathing and expanding your belly, baby belly. And then pressing through your feet, strong legs, come back up to center and exhale. Reach your right arm back, relaxing left arm down your leg for reverse triangle. And then come back up to center and both toes point out to the sides. Maybe walk your feet even wider to come down into goddess pose. So knees are right over ankles, knees are tracking out towards your second toe. Sit into your squat, hips as low as your knees if you can, and breathe. Palms are flipped up. Bend your elbows, breathe in, and exhale, hands come to your baby. 3 more times. Inhale and expand arms open. Exhale, palms to your baby. Stay low. Inhale and open. Shoulders over hips, exhale, hands to baby. Last one, open up, chest lifts, stay lifted as hands come in. And then inhale, arms sweep around and up, stay low in your legs still, and then breathe out, pressing hands down in front of you. Relax your jaw, inhale, arms up, and say a big wow on your exhale. Wow. One more time like that. Inhale through your nose and a big wow. And then sweeping arms up, finally come up, straightening your legs. Palms come together in front of you. And take a breath in through your nose. And just as steady out your nose. Turn your toes to the left. Bringing your block to the inside of your left foot. Palms goes flat, raising your right arm, reaching and stacking your joints in triangle pose. Left hip sweeps underneath you. Micro bend in your knees to engage your kneecaps, keeping your legs strong. And then take your hand behind your head, head pressing into it and back a bit. feeling good in your opening in your right chest. Breathing steady, letting go of the work you just did in goddess squat. Making space between your left shoulder and ear. Relax your neck. Feel how good this stretch feels in your front right hip. And then reach back up with your fingertips and reach overhead into a full body side stretch. Expanding and never holding your breath, always letting it flow. And then with strong legs, come up to center with your upper body. Reach left arm back for a breath and reverse triangle. Straight arm up, and then bend into your front leg and open your arms forwards and back into warrior two. Sinking into it with a wide stance so your front knee is not extending beyond your ankle. Good. Now turn your right hip forward. Inhale your arms up, biceps reaching by your ears, drawing your left hip back into warrior one. Breathing here and getting low in your stance, feeling empowered by your work in goddess squat. Breathing through intense feelings. Look up, heart lifts, and exhale. Grasp your hands the other way behind you. Inhale, chest lifts again as elbows draw towards each other. Shoulders relax down. Tuck your tailbone to not arch your low back too much. Beautiful. Soften your jaw. Take a big breath in through your nose and let go of your grasp and fingertips. Reach around and up. And exhale to place down on your mat. Good. Step back with knees down and shift forward. Bend your elbows slightly, coming down and then up into up dog. Shoulders down. Exhale, lift your hips, tucking your toes back to down dog. Take a big breath in through your nose and make horse lips and let it go out your mouth. One more time, inhaling fully and let your lips flutter with your big breath out your mouth. Inhale, left leg rises behind you. Shift forward, looking at your hands, and then step up between them. Swivel on the balls of your feet to the side of your mat as fingertips come to the center. And then hands come to your hips. Inhale and rise halfway up. Slight bend in your knees, flat back extending out from your hips. Crown of your head reaching forward and breathing. Next, inhale, slowly rise all the way up to stand. Inhaling, arms reach up, out like a star, and toes point out. Now, exhale and sit back and down into squat. One more time here. So cactus your arms out to the side, getting low. Inhale and rise just an inch, and exhale and sink deeper. Hands to your thighs. Inhale, rising an inch. Exhale, right shoulder down under chin. Inhale to center. Exhale, left shoulder down. Inhale, back up. One more time. Exhale, stretch right shoulder. Inhale up. Stay low. Exhale, left down. Breathe in and stay low in your legs. Palms up, out to the sides. And then inhale yourself all the way back up to star pose. Beautifully reach up, palms touch, and hands come together in front of your heart. Walk your feet towards each other, but stay in a wide stance, toes pointing forward. Your upper body lifted and breathe out to sink your hips back, coming into a seated squat. Elbows go on the inside of your legs, sitting up tall as you relax your pelvis down towards the mat. Releasing any tension by breathing into where it is. Maybe close your eyes and focus on the sensation of your hips melting and relaxing. You grounding through your feet. Get light in your toes, maybe picking them up, your spine and neck expanding with your inhales. Getting more into it with each breath. Sometimes all it takes is breathing through physical sensations to get to a point where it's comforting and free. Now engage your feet and press into them, keeping upright with your upper body, palms still touching, and try to use your legs to push yourself back up to stand. Great. Walk your feet towards each other and we'll stand like a mountain, tailbone tucking. Baby comes towards your spine, heart lifts and head lifts. Press through your left foot to lengthen your upper body up from your hip socket and pick up your right heel. Inhale, left arm up and right arm down, palm facing out, open to the side. Next, inhale, lift your right foot and grab a hold of the top of your foot, keeping your knees drawing towards each other. Good. Look at one spot for balance and try to get into your quad stretch in dancer's pose here. So stay here and press the top of your foot into your hand, or you can come forward with a straight spine, left arm reaching forward as right leg goes behind you. Keeping your hips level, so draw that right hip down towards the mat. Think about lifting the muscles behind and under your baby for balance. Keep your steady breath through your nose, soften your jaw, and then slowly inhale and rise back up until knees are at the same plane and let go of your foot slowly. Stepping down and rolling out your ankle, and we'll go right into the other side. So let's set ourselves up first. Really ground down through all four corners of your right foot. So palms face out, down by your side. Right arm goes up. Breathe in and chest lifts. Ribs draw in and tailbone tucks a bit. Exhale, drawing baby close to your spine. Then pick up your left heel, finding balance, looking at one spot, and then bend your knee and take a hold of your left foot and your left palm. Breathe in and press the top of your foot into your palm, staying upright. Stay here if this is enough balancing and quad stretching. Or inhale, reach through your right fingers, and exhale and start to come forward with a flat back as your knee goes back behind you. Inner thigh draws towards your center line, not letting your knee splay out. Keeping hips even and reaching with that right arm. Good. Breathing in. Breathing out deeper. Lovely. And then inhale to rise back up. And once you're at the top, slowly and gracefully letting go of your foot and stepping down to roll out your right ankle a bit. Beautiful. Now feeling tall, press through your feet. Rise out of your hips and fill your lungs with air. Reach through the top of your head and then exhale slowly through your nose, letting it all go with much relaxation in standing mountain pose. Okay, now walk your feet a bit wider and we'll slowly come down into squat. So press your hips back, keep chest lifted as much as you can and bend into your knees. So knees stay over ankles as much as they can. Coming down and breathing into squat for a breath. Then gently come to all fours so we can circle out our hips, moving freely and around your hip joints. Press through all 10 fingers to take some pressure off your wrists, or if it's too much, you can always take fists to your mat to relieve your wrists. Circling around, maybe close your eyes so you can feel your hips loosen, and then circle the other way. Feeling out this way, baby is rocking in its beautiful hammock. Yet keep your low back lifted by engaging your tummy muscles below your baby. Now come to center and walk your hands forward a bit, coming into puppy dog pose. Stretching out your shoulders, forehead goes to the mat and massages gently from side to side. Lift your forearms, tailbone is sticking up towards the sky as hips are right over knees. Take a deeper inhale here, and then exhale it all out your mouth. Breathe in to walk yourself up to sit back on your heels, coming up and grabbing your long cushion, placing it behind you. We'll come to lay on it, so place it vertically, and then coming down by just using our hands and forearms. Lay on the center of the cushion to adjust yourself, and then roll to the right. Support your head and neck with your hand, arm, or your block. We'll come into one last quad stretch here. So bend your top leg, taking a hold of the top of your foot and press into your hand. Keeping your knees close to each other without touching, breathe into the large muscles of your leg and the ligaments all around your hip flexor too. Soften something as this is our final stretch. Take one big breath in and exhale to stretch a little deeper. And then inhale and slowly release your foot. Take your time and roll through center to the other side, setting yourself up for supported quad stretch. Bending top leg and taking your foot into your hand, resist yourself by pressing the top of your foot into your palm, maybe even getting a shoulder stretch here. Thinking about your knees staying towards each other so top knee doesn't go too far back behind you, but your calf is drawing away from the back of your thigh. Inhale deeper, expanding, and exhale deeper into the stretch. Lovely. And then gently let go, setting your hands or forearms down to push yourself up on your side. And then take 1 or 2 blocks and set them up underneath your cushion for an incline support for Shavasana. Final rest. Once you're set up, still come down on your side and then roll onto your back onto your supported cushion. Make sure your sacrum is on or right up against the bottom of the cushion. You can take a rolled up blanket if you want and put it under your knees before you come down if that's more comfortable for you. Once you're reclining, let your shoulders drop down underneath you. Let your neck relax and your jaw relax. Let your toes splay open. Palms face up, out to the sides of you, or you can hold your baby. Take your time here, breathing naturally and beautifully, letting your belly rise and fall with your oxygen. And when you're ready, smile to come back to your day.